लगभग एक दशक पहले 2009 में पाकिस्तान दौरे पर लाहौर में श्रीलंकाई क्रिकेट टीम पर भयानक आतंकी हमला हुआ था। 10 साल पहले लंका की टीम के साथ आईसीसी के पूर्व अंपायर साइमन टॉफेल की भी जान खतरे में थी। टूर के दौरान टॉफेल अपने हमवतन स्टीव डेविस के साथ मैच में अंपायरिंग की जिम्मेदारी निभा रहे थे। 48 वर्षीय अंपायर ने 2009 में पाकिस्तान में अपने उस पल को याद किया। वह उन बसों में से एक पर था जो आतंकी हमले की चपेट में आ गई थी लेकिन अनहोनी से बच गई थी।
Well, there is part of the challenge, the fact that people didn't know that the umpiring team was actually following the Sri Lankan team, and to be put through a life-changing experience where people shoot into your vehicle. And that was probably the last time I spoke to the Australian High Commission in some way, shape or form through that terrible incident in 2009. But when people do start shooting into your vehicle and you're down on the ground and really just things are happening around you, a lot of things go through your mind. You start thinking about, I thought about, do I write home? Do I actually leave a note for home and, maybe I won't get out of this? But then it's funny the way the mind thinks, because I actually thought that I'd get out of that situation. I thought that I might get shot, but I truly believed I'd get out of it. So I decided not to write a note back home. But I remember grabbing Peter Manuel's arm, much like this, and we just stayed tight, and we just stayed together. But there was a lot of things that happened in that vehicle. Yes, our driver got shot. He died instantly. We didn't know that at the time. But people didn't go home. Our liaison officer was shot in the shoulder. Our fourth umpire was shot in the stomach. I'm a creature of habit. I believe in superstition. You've got superstitions, I'm sure, as a player, which you can talk about in a sec. But for me, I would always sit in the same seat in the vehicle throughout the game, particularly if the game was going well. Why change seats? I'm not going to change a routine if it's working. On this day, I got to the van at a different time, and I chose to sit in a different seat for some reason. Ahsan Raza sat in my chair where I would normally sit. Unfortunately, he actually copped a bullet, and I didn't. I just think that's an amazing thing. In the chapter, I talk about how we think about things differently. At one stage, the van door opens. We're still under attack. The van door opens. And Steve and I were talking about this post-incident as we're taking off out of Lahore. And Steve said, when the van door opened, he said, I thought they were coming in to shoot us and kill us and finish us off. My take on that was, when the van door opened, I thought they were coming in to save us. I thought that was our moment of salvation. We were lucky in that Cricket World Cup because we actually had two finals, I thought. And I don't know what your memories of Mohali were, but I remember it was just absolutely crazy. The hotel was so small, the ground was too small, the airport was too small. You had two prime ministers there, you had 400 private jets, you had every media outlet in the world there. You couldn't get away from it. So basically my tactic was to lock myself away and not turn on the TV set, not open a newspaper, stay right away from the breakfast area and be as insulated as I could, just to focus on my game and team success. But for the players, it's funny about this. I mean, when you talk India-Pakistan matches, the players are actually quite good. They're quite relaxed. And what's really impressed me about the Indian players, as I see them every day, they are really, really genuine good people. And they respond to the pressure fantastically well. So I'm hoping that they've got the same techniques about just staying true to themselves and being good people and having good friends and family and not worrying about too much what the press and the media say. There's no brief, but there is a sense of difference to those series. For example, when I first did my game in Karachi, I think it was, when they started playing against each other again, I don't know whether the players recognise this, but there was this red carpet that actually left the rear of the hotel, so we didn't go out the front of the hotel. We were taken out, escorted through the back of the hotel on red carpet, and we had lots of security guards with big machine guns around their throats. And the street to the ground from the hotel was basically blocked off. I actually felt embarrassed. I'm travelling in this vehicle with the rest of my team, and I'm feeling embarrassed that the whole town has been shut down because there's a game of cricket that's about to start and people can't get from A to B. I find that's incredibly embarrassing. But one of the great things as a cricket umpire that you've got to have, and you'll learn these as you go, is you've got to be a diplomat. You've got to be a politician almost. You've got to be someone who works for the United Nations. You've got to be able to build those relationships across different political divides. And the best way that you can do that is to be yourself, have a sense of awareness about what other people are going through, is lead by serving and putting the game first, and do the job to the best of your ability. And if we can try to do that in a way that we treat people with respect and empathy and some sort of sense of occasion for what they're going through, then good things are likely to happen. So it's a completely different environment. We get no training on that at all. People like a Rahul Dravid. Yes, Sachin's got a great record, but a Rahul Dravid, if you're batting to save an innings, you'd want him in your team. You'd want a Steve Waugh in your team. Then if you wanted someone to win you a game, you're talking about a Gilchrist or a Lara. But in the modern game, you're talking about maybe a Sehwag up the top of the order. And then all these forgotten people like a Yunus Khan, or a Kumar Sangakkara, or a Mahela Jayawardene. We've been blessed across all of our time to have so many great test batsmen. What about a Jacques Kallis as an all-rounder? So you are blessed to see some of these great batsmen, and the more that you name a couple, the more that you leave out a bucket that should actually be on the list too.